Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Teesha. Today we're going to talk about our post-burn reviews. And these are a little bit more than a week, but not quite 2 weeks. And I have gotten through a lot. But a lot of these candles were ones that I had, half burnt, ready to go. So that's why there's so many. I get questions a lot in the comments, just like, how do you get through so many candles? I kind of rotate a lot of candles. So it's ones I'm trying or, trying in a current burn review and I get to about the halfway point, I might put aside. So I'm not starting from like the beginning of the candle. Sometimes I'm starting from the middle point. I just thought I'd share that because this is a lot of candles. And, Erin says, that my house kind of looks like a seance sometimes, but it's all the rooms. So we're going to start with our single wicks. These all come from the single cruise. So I have done some very interesting blends and I'm going to bring that video to you guys very soon. I'm working on the last set right now, so you should be seeing that video soon. But the first set was a vintage, a cinnamon clove buds, and a mahogany teakwood. This really went well. Cinnamon and clove bud is sweet cinnamon, clove bud, and ground nutmeg. And then mahogany teakwood is rich mahogany, black teakwood, dark oak, and frosted lavender. And then with vintage, we have blue lavender, fresh pepper, and vintage wood. So as you can see, these went really well together. I actually didn't have to move anything. I could burn these all in my big open space. And they just kind of met each other where they did, and nothing smelled weird. The next blend didn't go so well. But this one is a nice, deep men's cologne scent, but it definitely has a presence of that wood, those woody notes. There's several, and then that lavender comes through. I really enjoy this one, but I'm gonna save some of my thoughts for that video. Vintage is a favorite. I really enjoy this scent. I love the peppery woody note mixed with that lavender. This is really special. I talked about how this kind of reminded me of that Hope chest that I had when I was a little girl. I still have, but that I used to go into a lot when I was a little girl and look at my old little like kindergarten art paintings. I really, really like this one. This is my last single wick. Don't know if that was a good plan to throw it in here because I would have liked to have one of those like when summer kind of turns into colder weather, but hopefully I can pick one up at SAS. And then surprisingly, this was the one I didn't think was going to work. And each of those little trios, I kind of thought one candle stood out as like the candle that was going to be like weird, but this really blended well with those woody notes. You got that cinnamon and the clove, and it's not overly bakery. I think if it was a bakery scented candle, it would have kind of clashed a little bit more, but this was just adding a nice like ground cinnamon clove scent. I really enjoyed it. So there's that first three. The second set of three was a Glacier Lagoon and a white t-shirt. These mixed super well together, but the third was a Summer Boardwalk. Now, as you can see, I still have quite a bit of this. I'm actually warming it because the wick isn't really working at this point. It still smells pretty good. I might warm it another day or two before tossing it. But since I was filming this video, I decided to throw it in. So you can still see that one's got quite a bit of wax, but I decided just to throw it on the warmer. So let's talk about this blend. Summer Boardwalk is our caramel glazed popcorn, warm taffy apple, and sweet cream. Glacier Lagoon is frosted orange, watery freesia, and lavender. The lavender really comes through, but there's this nice like cold element to this candle that I really enjoyed. And then white t-shirt has crisp pear, lavender cloud, and soft cedarwood. So again, these together smelled really great. You get a little bit of like a coolness, freshness. This one is, your really strong laundry scent, very fresh. And this one, like I said, the watery freesia, that could have been, it wasn't really floral. It was more like cool water scented. So I like that a lot. And then the lavender and both work together. So these were in my open concept along with our poor little Summer Boardwalk. Now, as we know, Summer Boardwalk is a strong single wick. Really enjoy this one a lot. This single wick, I wouldn't know is a single wick when I have it burnt because it throws so well. You get this like at the fair, all the food stands kind of coming together as you're walking through, scent minus, the hot sweatiness because those are always, at the warmest part of the year. So I will forever repurchase Summer Boardwalk and I highly recommend it in a single wick. I know sometimes we get single wicks and we're like, they don't really perform that great, but these all have been performing really well. So this is a favorite of mine, but mixing with the woody cologne, because both of these kind of can lean, well, it's more unisex cologne, like anyone could wear it, but it does have that cologne vibe to it where you think someone just really heavily sprayed, like my son. And so mixing that with a caramel popcorn, like I said, I'm going to share the rest of my thoughts in that singles cruise video as we talk about how they did. But this one had to be moved just a little bit further away than these two because it wasn't really blending into something that I liked. Okay, let's move into the only two Three-wicks I burned from Bath and Body Works this time around: iced cranberry scone and strawberry daiquiri. Iced cranberry scone is just one of my favorite gourmand scents. It came out this last year. I don't think it had been out before, but a lot of people speculated that it smelled pretty close to the blueberry pie, like the original blueberry pie. The notes are fresh cranberry, crumbly brown sugar, sweet vanilla, and it burnt really, really good. I see a little bit of that sooting too, but I can tell you, I burnt this in my bedroom and I had to take it out into the kitchen because it was really too strong for that space. But I never saw any sooting. As you can see, there's just a little bit left at the bottom, which I will be honest, once my candles get down to about the end, I don't trim wicks or do any type of care. I just let them go and finish up their little life. So that could be on me. It might have been a fully clean burn, but I remember looking at this candle each burn thinking it was really doing well. I picked this up at the outlet and I just love those pie scents. So I liked sweet cranberry pie. I liked blueberry pie. I actually was burning this with a blueberry pie and it smelled phenomenal because both of those are very strong scents. So I will bring that to you in another Fresh Blends video, but iced cranberry scone was a winner. And then I did get through this strawberry daiquiri. I was also talking about how this one was such a beautiful blender. It has notes of frozen strawberry, sweet simple syrup, shot of tropical rum. Now, I'm going to be honest, burnt this entire candle. I think it burnt really, really well. Like super, super clean. You guys know I don't really warm the bigger candles. I just kind of warm some single wicks. So this one I burnt all the way down, and I don't get any rum. I don't get any kind of drink vibe or tropical vibe, really. It is straight up like a strawberry syrup scent. And I remember I worked in high school at like a kind of like an ice cream place, but it wasn't like a Dairy Queen. And we had these syrups to make the shakes and things. So everything was vanilla based, and then you would add your syrup to flavor. And this smells just like that syrup. So you know, they had a little bits of the strawberry pieces in like a puree. So it's really sugared and syrupy, but it smells just like that. But this really blended well with so many candles. When you're thinking of a fruity tropical scent that doesn't have any strawberry, you could really blend it with this one if you'd already picked it up. I like it. I definitely will have this one on my eye for maybe a SAS price. I'm hoping that maybe some of these will be included. I loved the lids of this entire collection, but for now I'm good not having it. I just wanted to get through some of them, and this one was, you know, kind of a hit or miss for people in terms of whether they liked it. But I liked it for what it was. So I was actually really impressed with this candle, and I recommend it for blending. Okay, we got through 3 Goose Creek's Three-wicks, and I will say I'm very happy to say that all of these performed well, meaning I didn't have the sooting, none of the wicks dudded out on me, but some of the scents just didn't work for me. So the first one up was Candy Pretzel. Now this, on the website, it says white chocolate soft pretzel. I wanted it to be milk chocolate and hard pretzel. So I think this candle didn't really have a chance for me. I want to say these little pretzels were cute because as it was lit, they were like kind of like providing a little bit of luminary. This one didn't burn bad, but you can see this, it kind of went into the wax. But overall, like I don't have a ton of like really bad sitting on this one that I'm letting you see so you can kind of make your own judgment. But the scent was mostly just like a salty white chocolate. I didn't really get that hard pretzel because it was a soft pretzel, but I didn't understand that because when you dip pretzels in like chocolate, it's always the hard sticks or the pretzels. They're never those like soft ones. That's for like mustard or cheese. I mean, don't they follow the rules? But it wasn't a bad scent, and it did give me a nice throw. But it was just like a white chocolate salty throw. So it was one that I needed to mix with other scents. Didn't really do enough for me on its own, but it did give a throw. So I was happy with this one, but this was a one and done. I don't recommend it unless you just don't care. Like I'm not looking for like a salty white chocolate candle, but the performance on this one was one of the best out of all those Easter candles I picked up. Okay, the next one I finished was Fluffy Confection, and I didn't write down the notes, but this one was, it was perfumey. Like I don't remember what it was supposed to smell like. I think marshmallows and candy type of scents, but it was straight up perfume. I mean, it wasn't the worst burn, and it burnt all the way down for me. I want to say, like when you're looking at a Goose Creek candle, normally you wouldn't think it looked that clean. But the perfume was weird because it was mixed with, like sometimes they mix marshmallow with perfume and it's good, but this one was just, it was like you were eating it. You were eating perfume. Like if you ever walked through someone that just did like a big old spray and it gets in your mouth, that's what this was to smell. I kept feeling like I had just like eaten perfume or like opened my mouth while someone sprayed perfume in it. And for that reason, it performed really nicely. It threw great, but I looked through the notes. I should have wrote them down. I just remember looking because I was so confused by this candle, and there was no perfume note, musk or anything. It was like marshmallow sugar, whatever. So I don't understand why this one has such a perfume presence, but I wouldn't repurchase that one. But I didn't hate it for the issues. I hated it because this mysterious perfume note was really all I could smell mixed with candy. Like I was just like, I ate candy and like someone sprayed perfume in my mouth. So the last one up was one, I call this the Ray Dunn collection. I don't remember what it's called, but it's like a white barn collection, like white farmhouse or something like that. And this is sugared pralines. And this one burnt really nicely. As you can see, it was a darker colored wax. So I didn't feel like, I'm looking at the edge, I didn't see any sooting. You can see like the jar still kind of holds that like brown wax, but this is still so strong. This was my strongest candle. It never smelled burnt, which I love. And I would probably repurchase this one again and a few other ones that I'm almost done with, but I am taking my Goose Creek break. We are on a break. But this one did perform well. And I do feel like there's something to it. I've heard other people say it. The colored wax from Goose Creek doesn't seem to have as many issues even with wicks or the sooting as their white wax does. So maybe they need to look into that, because this one performed really well, smelled nice the whole time. It was just a delicious gourmand praline scent, and I liked it a lot. And it's kind of cute in the little jar. Okay, so I got through a bunch of Kringle candles, and then we'll end with our Homeworks candles. So the first one I got through was a country candle in blueberry lemonade. Now look at that, you guys. It burnt better this time. You know, the wax oils were always kind of seeping out like that. And I was done with it because towards the end of the burn, the wicks kind of moved. I never warmed this candle. But, you know, it still smells amazing. It's like farm stand blueberry and lemon fresh, but it's got this nice like sugary lemonade scent. Now, I've heard people say that theirs didn't perform that well, and I actually thought this one performed better out of most of the candles I picked up that first round of Kringle. But I have to say I am more impressed with the soy version of, not the paraffin. I like the soy blend better. This didn't do bad. As you can see, my wax never got as gross as it did the first time around. But, you know, I felt like the soy candles just performed a little bit better than this one. But I actually was really surprised and pleasantly surprised by this one. So I would pick this up in a smaller version. This guy took me forever to burn through, but you definitely get your money's worth, I have to say, with Kringle, because I know I got like 2 or 3 weeks of constant burn out of this guy. So I would definitely agree with the claim of, I think it's like 100 to 150 hours. I would say yes, absolutely, because I was burning this one almost daily for like 2 or 3 weeks. And like I said, it does seem like I have a lot of wax left, but I know I saw it pull fully down, and then the wicks started moving. So we're calling it done. But this was a delicious blueberry lemonade scent, and I thought it threw pretty well. I did think it was going to be stronger. And it seemed to pick up in the middle and then kind of like taper back off at the end. So that's that. But I got through 2 of my soy candles, so we'll talk about those next. This is Marshmallow Morning, and I picked it up in the large jar. And so these have 100 hours of burn time, and I would absolutely agree. And then this one is the Kringle Donut Worry, and it's the same size jar. So these are the 22 ounces. So these took forever to burn through, but they were a really nice burn. So let's talk about the notes of Donut Worry. It's slightly fruity, nutmeg, cinnamon, baked donut sprinkles, and vanilla icing. And this just smells like a vanilla icing donut with some sprinkles. I don't really get the nutmeg or cinnamon at all. It kind of has a marshmallow presence almost, like it's very vanilla. And like I said, it burnt really clean. I took care of the wicks all the way down. I couldn't reach it. I did burn this candle the entire time. So as you can see, little pieces of the wick kind of did break off. But as long as I could get in there, I did. I should just get better tools. But it really was a clean burn, you guys. Like, that is beautiful for burning it for weeks and weeks and weeks. I was really, really impressed with this one. But it was kind of a basic scent, which I picked it. So that's okay. But it was just a vanilla donut, vanilla icing, some sprinkles. But I don't think sprinkles have a strong scent. So this one I wasn't expecting much out of. With this soy formula, again, I'm only on my 3rd one. But this one, It was a low throw at the beginning, burning clean and beautiful. And then towards like the midway point, I would say right about the middle, it really picked up and I could smell the scent throw right away upon lighting it. Like it was a nice solid medium throw and it filled the space, but like it didn't fill the space the way I'd expected like a Homeworks candle to because of the size, because the diameter of this isn't big, but all around this candle, I could smell a beautiful like baked donut scent and I was pleasantly surprised with it. The other one I did finish was a Marshmallow Morning. This had scent notes of creamy marshmallow, coconut milk, praline, nutmeg, cinnamon, vanilla, and marshmallow again in the base. And this was very marshmallowy. I didn't really get Lucky Charms vibes from this, but with Lucky Charms, you need almost like a crunchy cereal note, and it didn't have it in the notes and I didn't smell it in the cereal. So I definitely like the picture, but I was always like, this is just a marshmallow scented candle. Again, not really picking up any of that nutmeg or cinnamon, but it could be in there just to enhance the scent of the marshmallow so it's not too flat. It was a fancy marshmallow scent. I really enjoyed it. It kind of performed the same as my Donut Worry. And they were able, like one was in the living room, one was in the kitchen, and like the whole house smelled like I was baking, which I loved because I don't bake very well. But it was just marshmallow. So I think I would love this in wax melts. Love it. And I think I will in June, if they still have them, pick them up. But I think this candle was quite a commitment because I was very much over it before we got done with it. Kind of the same as Donut Worry. But again, the scent notes weren't very intricate. So that was probably just a bad choice on my part because this is a lot of marshmallow scent to be smelling. And I liked it. And like I said, about the midway point, I really could start to smell it pick up and throw. But it was just throwing like a basic marshmallow scent. So there's that. I have a couple of homeworks and then we'll be done. I actually think I'll just fit this all into one video. So the first one I finished was White Sangria. This was the most surprisingly delicious candle that I picked up out of all of these new candles I tried for the month of March, April. Sweet peach, pineapple, coconut rum, and apricot nectar. But I really get like this tropical Skittles or tropical drink. It's so delicious. And it's so strong. And you guys, it burnt so well. I'm really impressed with these 3 wicks from Homeworks. And the Scentworks from Homeworks really burnt well for me as well. But this one, it threw the whole time. Every burn got better and better. I would say it's not a powerhouse, but if you know what I'm saying by strength and throw, they were equal. And so they were very consistent and strong. Like when I had this candle lit, I always knew where it was and like what I had going. It wasn't like a hint of anything. I was like, ooh, I got my tropical rum drink Skittles candle going. And I loved it. I'm so glad I picked up 2. And a few of you told me that this one is available as a 4-wick on QVC. So again, it's going on my June list of things to check out because I'm going to make it through May, you guys. I'm just going to do it, even though this is like the first couple days of May. But I'm going to make it. Okay, I got through 3 of the 4 wicks. So let's talk about it. I was finished over halfway with all of these. This is pink lemon shortbread, and the notes are pink lemon, vanilla shortbread, sugared citron, buttercream swirl. And oh my gosh, you guys, these burn so well. They really burn clean. I liked the scent of this. I wanted more of it. That's basically all I want to say. I know that there's been a lot of reviewers that have really reviewed this brand for a long time say that quite a few of the candles that were released this spring were on a lighter side for a Homeworks candle. So I'm just going to take their lead on that because this was my first attempt at any of these candles. I liked it a lot. Where I had it, I could smell it sitting right next to it. But the size of this candle, no matter the notes, I just felt like I should be able to smell this all throughout one room. And none of these were room fillers. They were really like right where you were sitting fillers. So like I sat this, I've actually burnt all of these on my, I have a little TV table or whatever. It's just where I set my stuff when I am watching TV. I used these there, and from my spot on the couch, I could smell it, but nowhere else. And it didn't linger. Once I put it out, it was gone within 30 minutes. But the scent itself was really beautiful. It's a very sweet, lemon scent. I do love the vanilla shortbread in here. It's very pretty, very like gourmand. And again, if this threw just a little bit better, I would say run and grab it. But I'm not even sure if it's still available because I just don't keep up with Homeworks like that. I liked it. I would have loved it if it just gave me a little bit more of a throw. This one was quite nice, and it surprised me. I picked this one up second round or so before I'd really even dug into the first round. This is Strawberry Milkshake. They were released for Fragrance Day, I believe. There was like 6 cents, and I wasn't sure if I would love this or hate it, and I'm leaning towards love it. So this is pink strawberries, whipped raspberry sorbet, marshmallow fluff, and whipped cream. Milkshake scents always make me worried because I do not like a sour milk note or anything of that nature, but I'm happy to say that this one was just a really sweet, kind of creamy, frothy, like shake scent. Like, you know, you definitely get like a little bit of marshmallow or whipped cream, and the sorbet is kind of like the drinks you make when you go to like a shower with the raspberry, like the, what's that stuff called? Gelato or something, and like some, maybe, you know, some kind of punch type of a thing, I think is what I'm trying to say. The strawberries were sweet in here. I really, really enjoyed this candle. It kind of threw the same as Pink Lemon Shortbread. Right where I was sitting, I was really enjoying it. But once I got up, I lost the candle. It was nowhere, it wasn't lingering. I could walk into another space where I'd have even one of these single wicks going, and I was like, I'm smelling the single wick only. So someday I'm gonna do like a tour when my house is clean enough, because I have a dog, so there's always dog hair and everything, and like slobber, and so that's why I don't show you my space. But I'll show you like where in each of the rooms, like from, you know, this office through the hallway, through the kitchen and living room and dining room is this big huge open space, into the bedroom and the, you know, the other office area where I burn a candle. So there's like stopping points for some of these candles, and then there's some big space. So that's kind of, I think it's really important. The person that gave me the idea was Sneeko, because she shows you her space like in her reviews, and I think that's really smart. I don't want to copy it, but I just want to like say this is better for you to kind of visualize why I'm saying it doesn't throw. If I show you my big living room and then where this candle sits, like I can kind of stand away from it and show you how far away I would be before I could smell it. So I think that's a really good idea. And as soon as I feel like my house is cleaner, it's not gross or anything, but like I said, I've tried to do it a couple times, and I just realized like a pile of dog hair here or slobber like on the couch there. And you know, this is his home. So I know I'm starting to sound like I live in a really gross place. I don't, but I just have been a little leery to show you, but everything's like, you know, it's all doable. I just have to go ahead and do it basically. So I will do that when I'm going to review some of these candles, so I can actually show you in a video the space, the size in question, so that you can kind of see. And I love that she does that, because now I just feel very confident when I watch her reviews. I'm like, oh, okay, because my living room's kind of shaped like hers. So when she says she can smell it to like this space, I kind of understand what she's talking about when she's talking like open market or free market. I don't know how she says it. Some of us will say like open concept. It just means that like the space isn't like closed off by any type of door, wall, hallway. It's a big, nice open space. So this candle has its room to grow, or it doesn't. And so that's where I base my strength and projection on. So this was really nice when I was sitting right by it, but I just feel like for that size, I should be able to at least smell it all through the living room. And I really couldn't, but where I was sitting, it was very pleasant, and I really enjoyed it. Okay, so the strongest of our friends here was our peanut butter waffle cone. This has notes of brown sugar waffle cone, cracked peanuts, caramel drizzle, and maple sugar. And I've shared this in a couple videos, so I'll make this really brief. This was just cracked peanuts. Like, this is just like if you, so I always buy these Virginia peanuts from Sam's Club, because, you know, we do kind of use like nuts and things as snacks to be a little bit lower carb. And I, you know, some of the, like, I love pistachios and stuff, but I'm a girl that like loves the cheap peanuts too. So I buy both and I mix them together to make the more expensive nuts last longer. Is that's just good, smart savings. But that's all that I got out of this. And I think that was the disappointment, because it actually threw really well. It filled the space, but it was just like the salty, cracked peanut. Like, you know, if you buy one of those big old boxes and you've opened it, you've smelled this candle. It was missing the peanut butter. It was missing the waffle cone for me. This candle had so much potential. I have a backup of it, but I really just wanted peanut butter and gooey caramel. I wanted the things I'm reading here, and I didn't get it. So this was, I have a backup, but I can't recommend it to you unless you just really want a peanut scent, because that's all that you really got out of here. But the strength and throw got better over time, and the burn was really nice. So I was pleasantly surprised by this candle, but I was missing the peanut butter and the waffle cone. There's just none of that in there for me. Okay, you guys, that's it. That's all the candles I got through. Let me know down below what you've been burning and loving, and go ahead and call me crazy because I got through a lot of candles this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in a video probably tomorrow. Bye, guys.